you know we got one. Left some. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey shot with the blade. Quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called about.
Yo, what up, folks? Welcome back. Special evening for us recording tonight. Trey Frazier, Maestro Styles.
Yes, sir.
In the house, y'all. Welcome. It's another brand new episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. You can catch us streaming right now on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitch channel, on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, and also on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. What's good, man? What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm tired as hell, man. But here we go.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. Hey. And I told you before we got on. I've been running around in the streets all day today. And obviously we're recording on a different day this week, and this is just something a little different for me because I'm not used to feeling like this whenever I do the show. So I'm gonna try to be as upbeat as I can throughout the show here. But we got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot on the plate this evening. Lizz Robbins. Most of you've seen her a couple of times in the past on the show. Well, she's coming back. DMV native, Commanders fan, Knicks fan, Orioles fan, Capitals fan. Did some work for WUSA 9, back in the day. Also former model. She'll be coming on with us to, talk about this brand new Commanders team, and they're off to a 4-1 start, and got some good things going with her teams, man. So definitely looking forward to having her back on and chopping it up.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm happy for the Commanders. I hate to be I don't know how to describe it, but that guy when it was time to celebrate one, but you're thinking about what's going on with you. I look at the Commanders right now, and I like, man, it's nice to have a team that's actually out there performing right now.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good over there. Shout out to Dak Prescott. He came through for me. He came through for me on Sunday night. So, but we'll get to that. I
came through for you.
Yeah, they did. Well, they did. They did too. They did some things in that game also.
Yeah.
So can't strip credit away from the Pittsburgh Steelers for sure. I wanted to get into kind of a thing. I did want to congratulate Danny Green. He announced his retirement earlier today. 15-year career, won 3 championships, I think. Raptors, Spurs, and Lakers on that bubble team with the Lakers. I was thinking about this. When you think of Danny Green, you obviously think of a shooter, right? You think of him that way. I'm trying to think of like that one Danny Green highlight that you could think of. Like when somebody gives you the name Danny Green, like what do you think about, like in terms of like that particular highlight?
I don't.
No
disrespect to Danny Green. Let me be very clear.
At all.
Disrespect
at all.
Green. Danny Green was not that type of player to me. When I think of Danny Green, I think of Danny Green as a strong perimeter defender and a shooter. That's what I think of him as. Nothing more, nothing less. I think he's had a great career because shooting and perimeter defense are high commodities in basketball. So it's like, if you can do that well for a long time, you should have a job for a long time in the NBA. And I think that was the extent of his career. Like, he did it right. And so, no, it wasn't flashy. It wasn't no fancy highlights for me that I could think of that I'm like, oh, but.
Right, because it's like, when I think about shooters, I'm thinking about guys like shooters that have kind of bounced around and have kind of hoary. he's got 7 of those things, and not to compare the number of rings between the two players, but somebody gives me the name Robert Horry, I'm going to think about the Lakers in the playoffs. He hit that big shot. And
he's also nicknamed Mr. Big Shot. Like, so, it's not like, that's it's not a fair comparison.
It's not. We agree there.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that as far as their games, it's a fair comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Style of game they play, but
style of game, and somebody that bounced around.
One has had the moments, and one hasn't. And and again, I don't want to make this like I'm shitting on Danny Green every time, congratulating him. It's just that Robert Horry has had moments.
Right, he's had some highlights.
Or maybe we're not thinking about it. Maybe the moments are there and we just can't, think about it. But I don't think it's there.
Maybe, and not that he hasn't, made shots for these teams. That
he hasn't made those big shots. We talking about big,
right? The moments, right? It's the moments. It's buzzer beater.
I'm sure he's had critical. I'm sure he's had critical shot makes.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah. Shout out to Danny Green, man. Congrats, and whatever endeavor you get into, bro. Enjoy it. Certainly a pleasure. Watching you play, solid career, and all that good stuff, man.
I heard that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say I heard Cam Newton is going to be on First Take as a regular. I just saw that.
Yep. I saw that too. Trying to think if I have a thought about it. I
don't know that I care for it, but I'm obviously I ain't shitting on his business model. If that's what he feel he need to do to get
right.
God bless.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's in the process of building something, and maybe this is what he needs to do to be on his journey to get where he wants to go as far as building a platform.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he was already building a platform, so I don't really care for him being on. That's my personal opinion. And my opinion don't mean shit in his grand scheme of things. But I feel like you already had something going. Like, just do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really don't have a strong thought about it as far as what he's been doing in media up to this point. I felt like he was on the right path. I felt like he was building something to become greater. I didn't feel like he needed to be on First Take. I don't think he needs it. Maybe this is something he wants, and obviously he's going to get more exposure than he is now.
Maybe he gets some game while he on set. About how to stay. He's got Stephen A. and Shannon A. and Shannon Sharp on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he just on there trying to go absorb some games. So I could respect that. I don't know. When I saw it, I ain't, researched it. I just saw it. It was like, nah, I don't really care for that.
Nothing really like that that I had a really, really deep thought about. But as I sit here and think about it, I honestly don't think he needed First Take. But, if he wants to do it and he feels like there's an avenue to really do something greater, then, all props to him in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, if he wanted to do it, then God bless. I can't hate on a nigga for doing it. But like I said, I read it and I just kind of I just cringed a little bit and moved on. But I was like, man, I don't really like that for him.
Because it's not going to change me watching First Take any more or any less. Like, that doesn't that doesn't change for me.
And let's be clear, I'm long past the days of watching really any cable television as far as sports. So,
yeah. As number of times if you said it.
yeah, I am far beyond. I'm just not interested no more.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you. Wanted to congratulate Juju Watkins on extending her deal with Nike. It was announced yesterday. She currently was on like a 2-year deal with them, so now they're just extending it to a multi-year deal. It's about to be one of the richest deals, if not the richest Nike deal. So congrats to her. And something I don't think I ever knew. She had this deal back in high school. Obviously, it was a 2-year deal, so obviously, she had this deal
and I did
before she went to USC. So.
Yeah, no, didn't know, but congrats to her. NIL, man.
Is this really NIL? Because I think
don't
that's
know.
separate from the Nike deal. She could still get her NIL stuff. Like that's
Well,
that NIL is on top of.
it was before
Nike
college
deal.
anyway. Because it was before college
Exactly.
anyway. Right.
Exactly. So, proud of what she's become. I can't wait till she hits the league, like pro, going to pro level. If she decides to go pro. I mean, with the money that they're making, she don't have to, but I would love to see her, go pro. I guess she's got to wait 2 more years, I think, because she's gonna be a sophomore this season, and then I think she has to play her junior year, if I'm not mistaken.
Why?
Is
I
that
never
right?
heard that before. Why?
For the women, I thought they had to wait till junior year.
You know something I don't know because I ain't never heard that. But I
Okay.
Look, man, you know where I'm at with it.
I'm asking questions. Because I don't know some of the stuff either.
Bro. I don't know. But I thought it was the same as the men. To be honest with you.
No. Well, maybe. I just.
But then you would guess that she would be at, but I guess maybe not because I mean, unless she just want to stay in school,
Mm-hmm. And the deal would be more of a reason to stay in school. Like you're getting this deal from Nike, and it's paying you more than what the WNBA would pay you.
Well, the Nike deal ain't gonna stop in the pros neither.
Mm-hmm. Right? It's not. It's not. But I think if she decided I'm gonna just wait it out, she could wait it out if she wanted to. So otherwise,
it's just a matter of what you think is what's more exciting for you right now, college ball or pro ball. And let's be clear, we've had this conversation before about the impact of college basketball as opposed to pro ball in women's sports right now. Like the NCAA really kicked off these past 2 years. The tournament, like
the hype, and
it was a vibe. It was a little. That tournament was a little vibe last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, the last couple of years. I mean, I'd go even further than that. I remember when Enrique Ogunbowale hit that buzzer beater to win the chip for Notre Dame a few years ago. It was exciting. It was exciting then. So yeah. Congrats to Juju.
Yeah, for sure.
Congrats to her, man. Yeah, I just gotta say, we talking about seeing other teams do stuff, and your team not doing what they supposed to be doing. I just got a quick shout out to my city, man. We might have some championship parades over the next month or so. The Liberty, and congrats to the Liberty on making the finals last week. They're playing the Lynx. Game 1's tonight. So that's going to get going. I feel like the Liberty's going to win. I feel like this is their year. They're going to get that first one, and it's going to be a vibe. They're going to have a parade for that. And the Yankees are in the playoffs, and right now they're the favorites to go to the World Series. So, and shout out to the Mets too. The Mets just got to the CS. Nobody expected it. So, Mets get there. That's good. That's good for the city, man. Just shout out to everybody, all my folks up, back home. It's a good, good vibes in the city. Knicks season about to pop off in a couple weeks. Or matter of fact, about a couple weeks, from now. So it's looking good for New York, man. It's been a while since they had a championship parade, man. It's been about 10 years.
Hey, man, I don't want to hear that shit.
Why?
Because ain't shit shaking.
You sound like a hater tonight, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Look, man.
What's going on with you, man?
Pittsburgh. I'm pissed off with Pittsburgh right now. I'm not looking forward to the Mystics, to the Wizards. I'm sorry. I don't have no high hopes for them right now. I ain't.
The
it's
season
still
is
early.
young.
It's still
early.
Early.
Season is
it's still
young,
early,
man.
but the way we lost these past 2 games, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And the fact that y'all motherfuckers would dare have me stay up to, I actually watched that entire game Sunday, and
the delay.
Yeah, so I stayed up. I watched that entire game. So to watch them play that way for 2 straight weeks is frustrating to say the least. And I sat there like, all right, It's just so much. It's so much to talk about, man. It's so much to talk about in the game, man. Like, I want to blame the defense, and the defense got blame to take.
Come on.
The defense has blame to take. They just do.
Come on, man. What was that? What was that? A 17 ball game right before that last drive?
Yeah, but Deshaun Elliott knew what was happening and still didn't get in position. So defense is to blame.
So
defense
I'll say this. So I will say this because you surprised me for a minute because I would immediately go to the offensive side of the ball. For this game.
They got blame to take too, but we knew our offense wasn't playing well. So for the game to be decided, and I'm not going to say that the game was decided in one play because that's not true. But for one play to be the difference between a win and a loss, and I know that sounds like I'm saying the same thing, but I promise you I'm not. If Deshaun Elliott just doesn't allow that wide open touchdown catch, then we're having a different conversation. That's just what it is.
And, I get that.
And he knew it's like a shallow cross. You saw the play developing. You knew it was about to happen. So the fact that you were still behind Tolbert when he caught that ball is disturbing to me. That shit is really disturbing to me. So it's like, shout out to Dallas. We know who the better quarterback between Fields and Dak Prescott is. Like we you know what I'm saying?
Even though Dak really almost lost, like, I mean, I wasn't impressed by the performance.
But he definitely made when the throws were made. Let me say that. And throws weren't made too, but throws were made.
Y'all held your own in the red zone. Whenever they came in the red zone,
that's more so where you would criticize Dak Prescott, but he played and for all the red zone stops we had, we didn't have the one that mattered the most. So it's like
I get it.
So it's like yeah, sure, you could say Dak didn't have a good game, and I don't think he had a good game. I agree, he didn't have a good game.
He didn't. He really didn't.
But if you get away with a win, then you get away with a win. So it's like, yeah, we could tell. We know Dak is going to be fine. We're not sure Justin Fields is going to be fine.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at.
So I think we obviously see this two different ways. It's your team, so you see it the way you want to see it. I look at the game and I say, offense, you got to do better than 17 points. And I get there's some struggles. I get they missed Jalen Warren, which, I think that's
and Cordell Patterson.
Yep. I think not having those two guys is a big deal. I get all that. But offensively, when
we injured at the offensive line.
When the defense is, making plays when they have to from quarter one to mid, that mid fourth quarter, because y'all did take a lead.
Yeah.
Man, I look at it as offense. You just need a little bit more. Just need a little bit more from the offensive side of the ball, because we know what Pittsburgh's defense can do. We've seen Pittsburgh hold their end of the bargain when it came to red zone defense. We know that you get a good quarterback against that defense from 20 to 20, you're gonna bend some. But we also seen historically that defense hold its own in the red zone when it comes to those opportunities.
We've lost two games. I'm not gonna hold you. We lost 2 games in the past 2 weeks that we shouldn't have lost. And I'm not saying shouldn't have lost. Yes, I am. We shouldn't have lost them games. We came in lackadaisical in 2 games and lost it because of it. You know what I'm saying? So on the defense, the defense got better in the Colts game, but we lost 2 games because we were not prepared, period. One where Justin Fields was able to get us back into the game and had a good statistical game, and one where maybe not so much in Dallas. But again, if the defense is going to be the defense, meaning we knew that this defense was going to have to win games until the offense figured it out. We knew this. We knew this coming in. So for me to watch, look, I'm willing to overlook the terrible defensive game. Not terrible. I'm sorry. I didn't mean terrible because it wasn't a terrible game. But
it wasn't a terrible game.
I'm willing to
They
overlook.
They didn't make one play. They didn't make one play when it mattered. I think we can chalk it up to that. I won't chalk it up to that, but I will at the same time. They've made a like that leaving that damn fullback wide open on a 3rd and long. I got an issue with that. Like it's stuff I can pick out through the game. Like I got an issue with some shit. But at the same time, again, if you just make that play, I'm willing to overlook all this shit. I'm willing to, for a week, I'm willing to overlook all this shit. I can just mention our defense is not, they're like you said, bending and not breaking. Right.
That touchdown to lose the game is a break. Ain't no another way to slice that. Ain't no another way to slice that.
And then here's why else I got to get on the offense. Dallas was coming in without their guys on defense. No Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence. They had this kid Nealon starting for them, and then he goes out and he's on IR, for the remainder of how long. So there was advantages there. Like if you're the Pittsburgh offense and you got a Dallas defense that's coming in limping, that was already struggling with those guys in there. That was the moment where the offense had to take advantage of those discrepancies from Dallas. And
more specifically, sir, Najee Harris got to be called to the table. It's Najee Harris.
Yep.
Najee Harris. And that's my man's. I want him to be a Pittsburgh Steeler next year. They didn't pick up the 5th-year option over the summer. But I can't justify them paying him top running back money on his second contract with his performance over the past 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't see it. Like I just can't see it. Not like he's good. Like 4 years. I'm sorry. I get it. The first 3 years he got 1,000 yards, but it's not like he's slow. He's slow the first 8 games. And then for some reason they figure something out on the last 8 games, and then he makes it to 1,000 yards. Like he has not been the impactful back that I feel like us drafting him first round should be. I don't feel like he should be. And we still haven't his second year, we're having a conversation about should he even be the starter with Jaylen Warren coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I like him. He should be a part of the team. I think he represents in the bruiser back, quote unquote. Like he represents that, and that's why I feel like he should be on the team. But he does need a Jaylen Warren, and then for a Cordell Patterson, an older Cordell Patterson to come in, and just because he knows the offense a little better, cook a little different than he's been cooking before he got injured too. Like I don't know. Like I ain't gonna say I had an issue because I was happy that the offense got going, but I had an issue that Cordell Patterson came in the second quarter of the Colts game and just started cooking. And Najee Harris couldn't get none of that going in the first quarter. Like I got an issue with that because, dog, we want you to cook. We want you to be a good running back. We drafted you in the first round to be a good running back, one of the better running backs in the league. And it's like you in that middle pack of running backs right now, and I don't like that.
Hey, I love it, man. Shout out to my cousin right there, Chris Jenkins. Appreciate you, man.
We do need another receiver. We do. Van Jefferson ain't cutting it, and I think Pickens needs some tutelage. I think that's what he needs, like about how to play this position. Because it's not talent. It's not. We all know it's not talent. That's George Pickens' problems. It's like I think he don't know how to train for this game. I don't think he's prepared to be a number one receiver because of some game that he don't necessarily have yet. And ain't nobody on that roster going to be able to teach him.
Yeah. Don't
nobody on that roster know how to be a star wide receiver.
That's rough. That's
rough,
man.
And I guess we might as well just get there while we're there. Devontae Adams ain't coming to Pittsburgh. He ain't coming.
He's not coming?
I don't see it happening. Let me say that. I don't see it happening.
I don't either. I'm just messing with you. I don't see it happening either. But we'll talk about a team that should trade for him given the events of this week.
And I heard they fell out.
What? The Ravens?
Oh no, I
Or
thought
the
you were
Jets?
talking about the Jets.
Yeah, no, I am talking about the Jets,
Yeah.
but you said they fell out.
I heard they fell out. Like it's not gonna happen.
Oh, it's not happening.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I mean, you know, people spread rumors every day on Twitter, but
interesting. Yeah, trying to drive the price up, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see about that. But yeah, man. Let me just say this. Let me just say this while I got some time. Lamar Jackson, league MVP, right now. Right now, league MVP.
I'm going Jaden Daniels.
Okay, you just want to be different. That's cool. I respect that.
That's not a reach. That's not a reach.
I'm not saying it's a reach.
Oh.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying you're going different. I respect that. I mean, if you'd have said something crazy, I would have called you out on it. But no, Jaden Daniels, that's not a reach at all. I'm just saying, based on what my quarterback did on Sunday, where the dude had to play catch up, my man's was throwing them touchdowns. You hear me? Down 10, 2-3 times throughout the game. My man was keeping up, bro. He kept up in that game. Waited for the Bengals to be the Bungles, man. That's exactly what happened, man. That's exactly what happened. You know, y'all knew what was coming. Bengals fans knew what was coming.
I ain't a Bengals fan, but I thought you saw me. I damn near put the TV on mute and was doing something else.
I told you to wake your ass up.
Yeah,
because that game was 3 points, and I said it. I tweeted it out during the game. I said, "Yo, our defense is better than this. Like our defense is like up to this point is playing better than Cincinnati's defense. We gotta make a play. We got to make some kind of play to turn this game around."
That's the other part. They don't got no. I'm telling you, I don't like their defense. I don't think they got a good defense.
You're right. Hey, you hit the nail on the head with that, with Cincinnati's defense. But our defense made the play that needed to be made to turn that game. Thank you, Marlon Humphrey, for that interception. Without that game's over, and we walk out of there with an L. But Marlon Humphrey extended that game for us, no doubt about it. So, and look, Burrow had a good game too, man.
Yeah,
like both
sure.
Quarterbacks were,
motherfucking Jamar Chase.
My defense, man, they gotta do something, bro.
And y'all defense, Jamar Chase is different. And I remember we was ranking wide receivers earlier this year, and I think we had Jamar Chase at like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
and
he's him, no doubt.
I mean, I don't know if it's because Devontae Adams don't got a quarterback right now, but I feel like I'm ready to put Jamar Chase at like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel that way.
He been him. Been him, and that offense has been doing this up to this point. So that's been the strength of their team. But the fact that we couldn't tackle the dude, like the one touchdown he caught, the first play of that one drive after we cut it to 3, that first time when he caught it and he went 70. Yeah. I'm like, yo, where's the tackling at? Like, at least tackle the man. Like, man, the defense got to really like straighten up, man. I know they had a great week the previous week against the Bills, but this was something different, man. I don't know if bringing Dean Pease on the staff is good enough. I don't know what the hell that's about. Advisory stuff. Like, I ained called for this dude to come back on the staff. Like, I don't know what that's supposed to do in my book. So yeah, man, that was rough. But my guy got the win. Lamar Jackson, league MVP right now. I'm calling it right now. Through 5 weeks. Through 5 weeks.
I can't give it. I respect you. That's what you feel. I can't. Jaden Daniels going step for step with him right now, bro. It ain't no never with a slicer. He going step for step with Lamar Jackson right now. And I'm gonna tell you, don't let Lamar Jackson go into this game this week thinking he going like, oh, that's little bro. He ain't, I ain't really gotta cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, he better come cooking because Jaden Daniels coming for heads right now.
I think both quarterbacks is going to ball out on Sunday. It's going to be a great game. It might be. I mean, we said last week against the Bengals was like the game of the year so far.
Yeah.
This game on Sunday, this could top that. I mean,
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, I'm so proud of that man. He's doing his thing. So, and speaking of which, let's go ahead and bring in our guest here. So like I said before, you guys have seen her on here multiple times. Well, she's back.
Our
She's
favorite.
DMV. Yep, one of our favorites. You know, A1 Day Ones. DMV. You know, sports fan, Capitals, Commanders, roots for the Knicks. Roots for the missing the team Orioles, roots for the Orioles, former model, former Jet Beauty of the Week, former Remy Martin calendar and all that. And you've also might have seen her on some TV shows, The Wire, America's Most Wanted, the movie Head of State. She had a small role in that, but she played some stuff in some of these shows. So let's welcome in the great Lizz Robbins.
Hello.
What's happening?
What's going on,
guys? Long time.
Long time for sure. For sure. How you been?
I've been doing well. How about y'all?
Man, working for the man.
I thought you were gonna say just trying to maintain. Are we at that age? We're at that age, right? Just trying to maintain, just trying to get like you.
Then Liz, I'm 41. I've been there. We've been trying to maintain, so
I don't know. I don't really carry that mantra though. I don't really carry the maintain mantra. I'm trying to get better, man. Look,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I ain't trying to maintain. Hey, I'm trying. Yeah,
no
my
doubt.
kid and my baby's looking at me too. So I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to look a little. I'm down. Hey Trey, I tell you, boy, I'm down like 20 pounds, Sean. I'm trying to tell you something.
Hey,
I'm trying to tell you. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, Slim. Hey,
I'm trying to get there too. I'm trying to get there.
There we go.
Get down on the pounds. Amen to that.
Yeah, for sure. Liz, I'm a bit surprised because this is the first time we've had you on during the football season, and with all due respect to our Knicks, I thought you was gonna have like a Commanders backdrop in in your background.
Well, it's October, so we're starting to mesh together. But I got on my Commander's jersey now.
I see that.
But, multitask. It's that time. October when all the sports collide. I was going to put on a Caps hat, but I thought I'd be doing too much.
Yeah. We wouldn't have been mad.
Right. It's your team, so
trust me. I don't feel the need to go get my Wizards jersey right now. So I'm glad.
Hey, y'all rebuilding. So I understand. It's a rebuilding. Yeah.
This looks
trying
bad.
Time.
It's a trying time.
Yeah, I don't even know anyone who plays for the Wizards. I'm no shade. I can't even.
He's still there, but is he though? Like Kuzma's there. Like we know he's there.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about Kyle.
He's been on the trading block.
I know him.
He's been on the trading block for 3 years.
Since he was on the trading block before he got there.
Pretty much. Sadiq Bey is who everybody is so excited about.
I didn't even know he was there.
Yeah, that's who everybody's excited about right now.
Interesting.
But Kuzma's always available, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Always, okay.
Yeah.
So Liz, this is an exciting time for you. Orioles have new management, the Commanders have new management, and the Knicks are finally a respectable front office. But let's stick with the Commanders. Let's stick with that for a second. Give me your thoughts on somewhat the offseason happenings. You get some new front office people. Dan Quinn's a new coach. The offensive coordinator from formerly the head coach of the Cardinals is on the staff, and y'all draft Jaden Daniels, and y'all make some good, solid offseason moves. And I've been trying to tell folks, and I told Maestro, I said, I like this team as a playoff team this year. Like, they got rid of the old regime, that no more bad management. I know the defense has some questions, especially the back end. I know the offensive line has some questions, but through 5 weeks, I love what I'm seeing. They're 4-1. Jaden Daniels and Maestro alluded to it. MVP candidate. Maestro, I guess he's your MVP candidate right now, or he's in the lead for it. I want to hear from you, Liz. Like, give me your thoughts on everything that you've seen so far with this Commanders team.
I mean, after what we've been through the Hades of Dan Snyder for over 25 years, I mean, it's like walking on a cloud. And I'm one of those cautious fans. I don't like to get ahead of myself. I like to see, people grow. And I actually don't have a lot of expectations. So I think being 4-1 at this point and being pleasantly surprised with not having those high expectations, it's a good feeling. And, again, like you said, new coach, new management, just a whole new feel. It's a whole new energy that we're seeing right now. And it hasn't been like that probably since the beginning of RG3, back in 2012 when he came. So I definitely like the energy. The defense is questionable. They definitely have me worried. The offensive line, when Jaden takes off and run, or if they're coming out, I'm like, Lord, please don't break them. It it scares me. I hold my breath every time. So, obviously there's some things that, they need to work on, but with where we are now, I'm glad that him and Terry are starting to pick up that chemistry. That was concerning me the first, couple games. And I'm like, oh, is it, are they not going to be able to connect? But, it's building. And again, you gotta give it time. And what he's been doing, he's definitely obviously a candidate for Rookie of the Year. I wouldn't go with Maestro and say MVP talk just yet. Again, I need a few. Give me a
He's
few
doing
more
that
games.
just to mess with me. That's all. That's
no,
all.
no. I'm half and half. Now I know history would suggest that they're never going to give a rookie MVP. I get that, but if you're talking about the first 5 weeks of football, you're talking about Lamar Jackson, Jayden Daniels. If you're a Sam Darnold fan, you got to talk about Sam Darnold.
Sam. Are you putting Baker Mayfield in that mix?
Not so much.
Not yet.
Much. Yeah, because he lost to Bo Nix a couple weeks ago. So
I was just thinking about that.
Okay.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
But but certainly those three. And I think if you went with any one of those three right now, you would have a decent argument. Obviously, with the Vikings, I think they still undefeated. Last I checked,
they undefeated. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like sure the defense is playing out of their minds, but Sam Darnold is doing the necessary things. So it's not like he just riding the defense and taking advantage of the defense being good. Like he's making throws. Yeah. So it's like you got to put him there. And look, man. Outside of Lamar Jackson, in his career, like right now, I mean, by far, Jayden Daniels is the story of the NFL right this second. Yeah, yes. Like right this second.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel good. It's my team of course, I mean, no negativity, no drama. I'm watching the Jets like, oh, glad that's not my team. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a good feeling to have national attention. And then when they started talking about him on Monday Night Football with Troy and Joe, and I was like, are they giving Jaden a spotlight and a big screen?
Yeah.
I was like, pinch me. I don't believe it. Like they're talking about my team, and it's
after
not
what
negative.
He did to Cincinnati on that Monday night. I mean, if there was a stage to do that on, that was the stage.
That was the stage. Yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
He definitely, again, I already had high expectations. I wanted him. I know there was a lot of back and forth with some fans wanting Drake May or other people, but I said he can flourish here if he's given a chance to let him grow and kind of tune out all the craziness that typically goes on. And you all know how I feel about a lot of the local talks. I've never been shy about that. But so just hoping that he tunes that out. But I was on my way to the airport, and the station, who I will not name, but they were on. The Uber driver was listening to, and I'm like, I want you to cut it off. But they were talking, and they were talking about Jayden Daniels and how great he's doing. Of course, the RG3 comparisons. Then they said he's the best quarterback in the NFC East. And one person interrupted him and said, no, he's the best quarterback in the NFC.
Yikes.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know if I'm again quite ready to put.
Now that's not local. That's not just a local take. That's been a national take
for the NFC.
For the NFC, yes, I've heard multiple.
See,
people
I told
say
y'all I
that
don't. Y'all know I don't listen to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I. So now, the reason why I'm confident in saying MVP because MVP is a yearly award. Now I'm not going to sit here and go around talking about Jayden Daniels is better than people who've been doing it for 5, and you know what I'm saying, like you're having a great year and you're having a great 5 games. And to be clear, I think it's going to continue. But when you start, let's start ranking him as if we're talking about right now. I'm with you. I would say if you're talking about if a power ranking of quarterbacks right now in NFC, I'm with that. Jayden Daniels is the best quarterback in the NFC if we're talking about a power ranking thing based on these 5 games that's been played. But to sit here and say, like, come on, sorry, Commander.
And you would put Sam Darnold at number 2?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to. You kind of have to. Yeah. You kind of have to.
Undefeated, you gotta.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So that argument there, but see, that be the problem with sports fans. I had a question for you, Trey, but I'm gonna ask it later because we will go into a rabbit hole and we don't want to do that yet.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is it's just, golly, y'all some people make me so numb when they have bullshit takes like that. Like you can't just leapfrog him over all the quarterbacks that have been doing it for golf in Detroit and I mean, hell, even Sam Darnold, even though he's just doing it this year in Minnesota, but he's just been in the league. Like you can't just Dak Prescott, you can't just leapfrog these people.
Jalen Fine hurts.
and he playing some a cold pack of mid, like he really
is. He really is.
But respect to Jalen Daniels. Hey, come on, throw your.
I'm about to say Shamar Moore.
But not yet.
But MVP, if we want to have MVP conversations right now in 5 games, I'm giving it to Jayden Daniels. He's been the most exciting thing in football so far, more than Lamar Jackson. I got it. Like Lamar, I'm sorry, Jayden Daniels hasn't played a bad game outside of game 1, and I don't really feel like that was his fault.
No, I agree. It definitely could be undefeated. And, there were some people really, almost ready to pass on him. I said, it's week 1. First NFL game. Let him, regular season, let him get his feet wet. Let him fill everything out. He's not sliding. He's not doing this. He's taking off. He's not staying in the pocket. Let that man grow.
Yeah.
Give him the season,
Yeah. And I think Cliff's been doing that. And when the team first signed him, I did have the few Cardinals fans that I know, like, actually sent me messages and said, "I'm sorry, I apologize." I'm like, that bad? Is he that bad? But right now, I'm fine with the game plan.
You should be fine with it now, and I think I know where that comes from. It comes from the fact that, and again, he's not the head coach of this team,
right?
But from a Cardinals perspective, it comes from him starting off strong. Remember all those Kyler Murray seasons where they started off strong, and then the second halves of seasons, they've been going like 2-6, 3-5 down the stretch and haven't been able to finish strong. I think that's where that's coming from. Now, I wouldn't apply it to this year because he's the OC, and really, it's going to be all on Dan Quinn to really nix whatever situation, whatever challenges that Cliff is going through is going to be up to Dan Quinn to rectify those things. So I wouldn't worry too much about any of that stuff. But I think that's where all that noise coming from Cardinals fans is coming from.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't remember all of those seasons, but I remember specifically one year when their best wide receiver went down and DeAndre Hopkins, and it's like after he went down, they kind of didn't know what to do. So we not obviously not wishing that on Terry McLaurin, but I think that has something to do at least with that year.
With that particular year.
With that particular year that, your top guy, favorite target goes down, and now it's like, what do we do? So I think it's that kind of situation. But like I said, but the running game is going well in Washington right now. So it's like
Brian Robinson is just
yeah. So y'all got everything going well for y'all. I can't hold you. And again, right this second, I got Jake and Dan's MVP, and I'm so happy. I'm happy for Washington fans to have something. I do think he need to stop trucking people and slide a little bit more. I do think that needs to happen, and I will not speak on the curse of Washington quarterbacks and playing the Ravens, and I won't speak on it. But it has been on my mind going into this game. I won't speak on it, but I'm just saying it's been on my mind.
Yeah, let's not put that
let's not put that in the universe.
Yeah,
well, no, because the problem is that everybody else is doing it, and that's why immediately when RG3 comparison started to show up, I didn't like it because RG3 also didn't slide. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like the comparison. It's like, no, let's just be happy y'all got a quarterback that's doing good things. Because I remember all the years when y'all was thinking that Taylor Heineke was going to turn it around for y'all.
Tennessee, that's my guy.
Hey, I'm so happy for Commanders fans. I was at a site walk in DC earlier this afternoon, and we had contractors come in with Washington Commanders hats, like more gear than I've ever seen. Like, I mean, the vibes is there in DC. So I'm happy.
And winning cures a lot, because you don't even hear people arguing about the old name. I mean, that was like a huge topic not less than a few months ago, which annoys me to no end. But now you have people off that. So it really is true that winning cures a lot, because then get away from the petty arguments or the arguments that even make sense. And hey, we're winning.
Yeah, I know a married couple where, husband loves the Commanders and wife is like, you know what? I'm so sick of this losing. I'm done. I'm no longer a Commanders fan. I won't be watching games with you or nothing. And now that they are 4-1, the Commanders are bringing happy families back together.
Yes,
rooting for the Commanders. So all is well in DC and for the Commanders for sure.
They coming back for sure. I do got a question about the stadium situation, because there's been rumors about Virginia getting it. There's been rumors about the old RFK site. Liz, so for you, would you like the Commanders to be in DC, or are you just fine with where they at right now in Landover? Like, as far as like a stadium deal?
Well, that stadium is horrid.
Trash.
Which you all know. I mean, you got poo falling out on people, and I mean
the railing falling off, almost injured Jalen Hurts a couple years ago.
That stadium hasn't been good since Raul John, Maryland. Y'all remember Raul John? So I think it would be nice for nostalgic purposes to be back in DC. And if it had, if there's a space like they were talking about the RFK area, and I know Josh Harris would like it, to be in DC. So if it's possible, absolutely, or tear whatever they got at FedEx and start over again.
Start over.
Yeah, I mean, have y'all seen the seats coming up? I mean, it's just it's awful. And the fans deserve a better experience. A lot of them there for the game, but you want a good atmosphere. And again, not worried about poop falling on you, or you picking up a seat and the arm coming up with it. Like
And Liz, I know this because I'm in the construction industry. There is a current contract out right now to demo RFK. I don't know when it's happening. I don't know what the time frame is, but I do know that they're going to demo that at some point.
Yeah, and again, I think that would be great. I mean, I haven't been obviously to RFK since I was a little girl, but it was nothing like it. I'm about to get emotional because I think about my dad, and the stadium used to shake.
Yeah, like
I could still feel him holding me because like the fans, but that energy was crazy. It was crazy. And I mean, I would love for us to have that back. That would be absolutely incredible. Ooh, sorry, y'all.
Yeah, you good. Yeah. I'm trying to get to the Pittsburgh Commanders game in next month, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want to be the one that pull a chair and then it comes up.
And you're going home with it. You get a souvenir.
I promise you, if I rip a chair, I'm taking it home.
I'm about to say,
y'all did not take care of the Cowboys. I stayed up till 1 o'clock, way past my age-advanced bedtime. But here's the thing, y'all, was coming back from New Mexico, and it was a rack of Steelers fans because I had to connect in Dallas. So the ladies on the mic saying, we're checking all bags except for Steelers, fans' bags.
Yeah.
But the group, it was like at least 15 of them were coming from Mexico City, all Steelers fans. They had missed their connection to Pittsburgh, so they were going to D.C. to drive.
Wow.
To Pittsburgh for that game. And they were on my mind probably half the night. From Mexico City.
Well, hey, if they drove on the same day of the game, at least they didn't have to worry about getting there on time, because that delay was about a good hour.
But the storms, all the obstacles, and then an L. Sorry, Maestro.
I'm not. I'm not sorry. I have healed. Therapy is a big part of my life nowadays. So I have healed. I have come to the conclusion that we're just not playing good football right now, and I'm not going to say it's okay, because I'm not okay with it. But it's terrible. I'll make it short. The idea that we know on the last play, forget all the banter and bad, terrible things that happened throughout the game. The very last play of the game, not the very last play, but the touchdown that Tobin scored at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew what was happening, but nobody got in a position to stop the play. And that right there is the shit that pisses me off the most. I mean, I just got finished telling Trey. I am willing to sum up everything as we just need to figure everything out right now. If we would have stopped that one play and won the game, I'd have been like, you know what? Our defense playing like some trash, but we coming out with wins. But for 2 weeks, we lost games because we just were not mentally prepared to win games, and that bothers me. And it's sad.
See, this is what I was saying to somebody, because I guess we were talking about the Steelers schedule, and everybody knows the Steelers back end of the schedule is all division games.
And the Chiefs.
Plus you got the Eagles and the Chiefs mixed in there, but all 6 division games are in the second half of the season. And I said, look, watch the Steelers go 6-2 within that second half for the year. Because look, the Steelers will play tough against the division. It's some other teams you got to worry about with Pittsburgh. It's the Colts and those types of teams, like last year, like the Cardinals, the Patriots. Game. It's those teams you got to worry about with the Steelers. So,
and we got a slew of those games coming up, and the Raiders and the Jets. Yeah. Look. It pisses me off more because we should have beat them, and now the Commanders are playing how they playing right now. So you know what I'm saying. Lord willing, I get to that game, but I'm probably, this is the only time you're going to get me to be objective. Week to that game, I'm going to act like I never said it. But we probably not coming out of there with a W. Based on how Jaden Daniels is playing right now and how we're playing right now, we probably don't come out of there with a W. So it's like I'm going to go there to be in my feelings on November 10th. And it's like, we need to win these stupid games. The Colts is a stupid game we should have won that we came back in. The Cowboys is a stupid game that we should have won and we just didn't. And it's like, so now when I'm thinking about the Chiefs on Christmas and the Ravens twice and the Bengals twice, not so much the Browns, but it's like, geez Louise. The only thing I'm looking forward to is that we kind of know who the Browns are going to be at the end of the year, and we kind of got an idea of who the Bengals are going to be at the end of the year. And honestly, we kind of got an idea of who the Ravens are going to be at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just a matter of who we're going to be at the end of the year. So it's just like we can't lose these dumbass games. We can't lose these dumbass games.
Y'all probably go 6-2 the second half of the year. And I don't like your attitude about this Commanders game coming up with the Steelers.
Did you hear what I said? You have to listen to every single word. This never happened during the week of that game. I'm just telling you right now that I will be objective right now. And
I wouldn't even say that, bro. That's where I'm getting at.
Right. Well, yes, you would. Yes, the hell you would. Because you just did it last NBA playoffs with the Celtics.
The word is looking at, the rest of the schedule that this upcoming Ravens game may be the hardest. Mm-hmm. No shade. Yes. No shade. Yeah. That's just, that's what they are saying.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they are saying. So that infamous they.
How you feeling about Jaden Daniels going into Baltimore to see, for lack of a better term, Big Bro?
You know what? I feel good, and I think this is a huge test for him. This W under his belt is, the talk may get, even beyond.
It'll be more louder.
As far as the comparison,
it'll be more loud for sure.
It's going to be next level. Right now the Ravens lead the Battle of the Beltway series, but Commanders can tie it up, getting this W. So we'll see. I wish they could have flexed it because it's definitely a Sunday night, Monday night type deal game. But it's going to be exciting. I think the hype is warranted because I think it's going to be that type of game. Where my concern is, like we spoke about earlier, is the defense. Can they handle, Lamar? Can they handle Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
That's where my concern is. I'm not so much worried about the offense. It's the defense is where my concern comes in.
Yeah. And my concern on the Ravens side would be the defense. They have a new defensive coordinator, Zach Orr, who's a former player with the Ravens, was promoted to D coordinator. And through the first 5 weeks of the season, their best game was against Buffalo a couple Sunday nights ago. Last week against Cincinnati, I mean, thank God, for Marlon Humphrey, but without that interception, we was losing that game easy. So the defense, they got some things to clean up for sure. I think we're still 32nd in the league in pass defense, which is really all the fourth quarter issues we've been having in terms of stopping teams in the fourth and, giving up points and things like that. But that's where my concern would be. Terry McLaurin, I got respect for him as a pro. I know he can, do a number on us any given moment. And our run defense, which is stout, sometimes they get a little lazy sometime with the run defense. And Robinson, he's a good running back, and we got to be ready for that.
And to be honest, everybody behind Robinson is cooking. When Eckler is in, he's cooking. McNichols is cooking. McNichols is cooking on the level.
Yeah.
So y'all definitely got to worry about that running game. Y'all definitely got to worry about that.
We got to be ready.
Y'all definitely got to be ready. And just so you know, we let y'all down, but don't let us down. Don't let us down. Don't let us down. And I apologize on behalf of George Pickens and Mike Tomlin and everybody that we let you down because we did.
Oh, y'all know my family let me hear it too. Mm-hmm. They all Cowboys fans on that side. Right. My brother made the call. He always makes the call.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
but he thought they were going to lose too. He thought the game was over after he fumbled the ball. After he fumbled the ball, he said, "Oh, it's we done." It's over.
At the goal line, that play at the end. Yeah,
so, sure. But we will do our best.
Well, hey, it looks like we're going to be asking each other favors as the season goes along. Because when y'all go up against the Steelers, I'm gonna need y'all to handle some business. So it's looking like that for the rest of the year.
But y'all gonna be all right. Just let us get one. Y'all gonna be all right. Let us get one on November. Y'all gonna be all right. Y'all going.
We'll see what those division numbers look
Yeah,
like.
right.
We'll see if the Eagles gonna wake up. Let's see what they gonna do.
Oddly enough, I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. I don't see them turning this around.
I saw some Eagles fans talking about trading Slay. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see that.
Like I don't know, whatever locker room issues they had last year seem to be coming on over to this year.
It's like the coach and the quarterback aren't seeing eye to eye.
But it ain't just coach and quarterback, according to Eagles fans.
No, I get it. It's other stuff. It's the defense. They lost vets. I'm not giving up on them yet. I think they
gotta let Jalen pass the ox. He's playing all that Betty Wright and Anita Baker.
And now Jalen
and Frankie Beverly
playing that auntie music.
And now they don't got no control over Jalen Carter on the defensive line, apparently. So it's
I saw there was something going on them sidelines. It's
definitely something to look at. It's definitely something to look at. But
I think they need to get them receivers back. I think they need to get AJ Brown and
AJ Brown
back healthy,
Sure.
and I think that changes things for them. Hopefully.
I can't disagree.
You need that deep threat. You need that threat out there, and when you that gets taken away, it's hard.
Hey, put it this way: they playing the Browns this weekend. If there's a get right game for Philly, this is it.
Yeah,
this is it.
Hey, would y'all bench Deshaun
in a heartbeat?
For Jameis,
I sincerely think the only reason they're hesitating is because to have him on the bench, paying him the kind of money they're paying him is kind of ridiculous.
That is the reason.
But at this stage of the game, for me, I don't know what their game. Amari Cooper wants out.
That's clear. Yeah,
he wants out.
Sure.
So it's like at this stage, I don't know what you do. I tell you, sorry, y'all. Sorry, Deshaun Watson and everybody. Get out of that deal. If I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm trying to figure out how I'm getting out of that deal.
They can't.
Yes, they can.
Yes,
they can.
All
this controversy.
The fine print. There gotta be something.
Well, right. If that noise gets loud with the other accusations or the recent ones that have been coming up, then yes, I see your point.
Cleveland Browns have a media department that are good at making the news they want to make loud and the news they don't want to make loud less loud. If you can get, I'm sorry, Deshaun, this is wrong what I'm saying, but if I'm in that office, the Cleveland Browns front office, by any means necessary, I'm trying to figure out how to get out of that deal. And I'll leave it there. I won't unfold my elaborate plan. If I was in the front office, I won't do it.
Well, if they cut him, that's a lot of money that's still on their books.
No, they can't. I don't know how that works when it's conduct detrimental to the team, though. I don't know how that works.
Well, they might put him on the exempt list. If it's like let's say the outside noise gets louder, they can just put him on the exemption list. They don't have to cut him.
A report said about 2 weeks ago when the last victim came out. Now you got to be actually saying it, but that there is a fine print, as Liz says. There's a fine print in the contract, or there's some fine print in the contract where they could get out of that deal if he's on some bullshit. That's a rumor. I don't know how true it is. I ain't do the research. I don't do research on this podcast. I just
they can. They can.
I still can't believe they signed. I mean, even signing the deal, knowing what came with, I'm like,
it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland.
That good? Was it really?
To give him his whole contract guaranteed is what threw me.
Yeah.
Nobody has matched that guaranteed money yet. Out of all the quarterbacks that's been signed
Nope.
Even Jerry was careful. Jerry was like, okay, I'm gonna leave like 3% out there. I'm not gonna give you everything.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So I mean,
not even the white quarterbacks that was like the Herberts and the Burrows. Nowhere close to that guaranteed money. Yeah.
Nowhere close.
I don't know what the Browns were thinking. Well, I guess they weren't thinking. I just, I don't understand the logic. I really don't.
It's Cleveland.
And look, can we say this? Can we? While we on Deshaun Watson, I'm here to make it public if it's not known to the world. He's washed.
I said that last week.
Yeah, he's washed. Like, I don't think there's no coming back. I don't think there's no.
I said that.
I'm not. But I'm not talking about season wise. I'm not talking about this season. I'm talking about career as a quarterback. I don't think he's getting past mentally. I'm not talking about his talent level. Whatever's going on with him mentally and everything that he put on himself in some respects or most respects, I think it's affected his play on the field. I don't think he's coming back from it.
And you did also say that he did lose a family member a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's lost his father recently. Yeah,
dad. Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So like I don't think he comes back from this. And I mean, look, he only got. I mean, if they play his career, his contract out, he only got 2 years. So I mean, let's be clear. Mm-hmm. And really, they can get out of it at the end of this year if you're being super honest about it. And
I don't think this is fair, but being that it's the Browns, would it shock you if they put Stefanski on a hot seat if this season continues to go the way it's going for them?
Yes, I think it's fair. I wouldn't surprise me, but I would also think it's fair because if it's your job as a coach to get these people ready to play, Deshaun Watson ain't ready to play. Now I get that's a tough task to have to do with everything going on with Deshaun Watson, but that's your job. And if you can't do that, then somebody got to have the balls enough to say, "Sit down, we playing Jameis Winston."
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and it might come to that.
Yeah,
before the season's out. Said, and they may just have to eat it.
They made the playoffs.
They have to eat the bone.
Yeah. Yikes.
Pause.
That was wild.
My first pause.
That was wild.
I missed y'all.
Yeah.
I needed that pause.
Yeah. Let's be clear. But the Browns made it to the playoffs with Joe Flacco and Dorian Thomas-Robinson last year.
Yeah.
So, let's be clear. We don't no disrespect to Deshaun Watson. They don't need Deshaun Watson.
No.
They don't need him.
No. They need a quarterback that can run
competent.
Stefanski's offense, really. Like that's really what it's coming down
quarterback.
To. Yeah.
Joe Flacco got him there in the stretch.
Yeah, it's wild. This is crazy. I want to go to another dysfunctional NFL team, the Jets. They made some news this week with the firing of Robert Saleh after their loss to the Vikings. I guess that was an international game last week. Look, I thought about this when they made the move to get Aaron Rodgers, and I made comparables. So, and I like to do that. I like to make the comparables, right? So, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they left their original teams. They went to other teams, other dysfunctional franchises, and got them Super Bowls, right? But they struggled that, especially with Peyton, they kind of struggled that first maybe quarter, half of the season, and then they got it rolling into the playoffs. The same thing with Tom Brady and the Bucks. They struggled a little bit.
They got smashed in that first Super Bowl, though. What was it, the Seahawks?
Yeah. That 43-8. Yeah.
They got it. They got there, though. They got there.
Yeah, they definitely got there. Yeah.
He eventually got there, and he eventually got him a ring. Eventually, he wasn't Peyton that year, but eventually that happened for him. The Jets, and I don't know if they were trying to follow this same blueprint, but if they are, you don't fire the coach after 5 games, especially after we know what the obvious problem is. It's the offense. Yeah. Offense is the problem. And Saleh, he's a defensive guy. That defense, I think, is playing well up to this point. But offensively, that's the biggest problem with the Jets. Curious to hear what you guys think about, all that's been going on with the Jets and the firing and stuff. And they also stripped Hackett of play calling duties. They're giving that to Todd Downing, which I don't get.
Who the fuck is Todd Downing?
I was about to say the same thing.
But my problem is, if you fired Saleh because he was going to take because he was going to do the same thing.
That's the rumor.
What was the point of getting rid of him then? Like,
because he ain't do it fast enough.
I don't get it.
Oftentimes, if you don't create a scapegoat for yourself, then you're going to be the scapegoat.
That is true. I felt bad though, kind of bad for him when he said he basically got blindsided, but it's part of the game. I mean, I honestly don't pay that much attention to the Jets. I mean, the whole business. Yeah, I mean that whole AFC East as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Jets could come back and win the division. I mean,
right.
They're playing for first place this weekend.
But
so.
And I know Aaron Rodgers, he came out and denied he had anything or any word or any influence.
Nah. That man tried to hug. He tried to hug that man and he pushed him away.
Yeah, I think that's some, what do they call it? Alternative facts. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
There's no way I don't believe that he didn't have some type of influence there.
Hey, I heard they had to escort Salah out the building. Like he ain't want like he ain't want to leave out.
He was probably looking for Aaron Rodgers, give him a 2-piece with a biscuit. He probably wrote in his car, "The earth is round."
Yeah. Nah,
man, I
tried to hug you, nigga. Like,
yeah, right.
Do the research. I did the research.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Do the knowledge.
Now, allow me to attempt to create a hot take. Is it possible? Is it just possible that Aaron Rodgers might not got it no more?
Yes. Without even thinking about it. Yes.
Yeah. And
yes.
I was just going to jump out the window and say he washed because that's what I wrote in my notes. But I ain't feel like hot taking right that second. I wrote in my notes like Sunday that Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, those were the two people I had on my list, like as quarterbacks that are officially washed.
But what I tell you before the season started, the Jets were going to run that offense differently. They weren't going to run that offense with how Green Bay was running. I
agree with them. Sure, but I mean wash. I don't mean like ooh, he can make the couple of throws that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean wash, like he's not even going to have them in position to have to make the couple of throws. And Brees Hall.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think he still has the little spurts here and there, like the spurts where he can get there. So I wouldn't say completely washed. He might be a little wet. He's a little wet right now. Don't pause me. Don't pause me again.
I let that slide.
But he's not in a spin cycle yet. He's not in a spin cycle. I think you can get a good game out of him. Let me put it that way. Okay. I don't think it's on the Deshaun Watson level.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with Liz.
And secondly,
I think we see it a little differently, Maestro. I think my definition of washed, I think your definition, I think we see it a little differently. You're saying like he can't make the throws anymore. I'm saying I don't think you can count on him for all 17 games. Yeah, I think you're going to have to count on him.
Yeah, I can agree with that because I think he can still go deep.
Pause.
God.
Sorry, y'all. That's 3 pauses.
You are on a roll.
Y'all about to give me an ejection, but yeah, I think he can still get the ball down the field. Let me put it that way. At a time and have that spurt. But can he still do the things he was doing in Green Bay? Absolutely not. We're not seeing that Aaron Rodgers again. He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah. And then what happened to Brees Hall? The top fantasy Brees Hall, the top projection Brees Hall in the fantasy that everybody thought was going to be. I mean, really him and Bijan Robinson, but we talking about the Jets. I was having this conversation because for some reason, because I do a sports podcast, people think I'm fantasy man, and I'm not. But somebody was telling me that Brees Hall is going to be one of the better backs this year, and I was like, well. He showed me the ESPN projections. It was Bijan Robinson and then Brees Hall, top running backs in the league as far as fantasy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. What did y'all see in the past that made y'all feel like he was going to be like that? I don't know what it was, but I'm looking for that person who told me that because I believe that person drafted Breece Hall in their fantasy, and I was like, I told you not to do that.
And they probably dropped him by now.
Yeah.
I'm hating fantasy life right now. I'm doing I have 4 leagues. I'm doing terrible. And all
well,
of them.
God bless you, Liz, for being in 4 leagues because
I need a drink on that.
I could barely keep up in 1 league.
Yeah.
I could barely keep up in 1 league for real.
More
power to you.
Fantasy has not been my friend right now.
I ain't gonna lie. I am not interested in fantasy football right now. I don't know where I'm at, where my energy is in the world right now, but I am not. I looked at it and I was like, nah.
Do you do any
like you forget to change
I do a little parlay every now and then. I do some pickers on this sleeper app that Trey put me on to. Like I do that, but I don't know. And I wanted to do prize picks. I did want to try prize picks, but they're not working in Maryland right now. So
really?
Yeah, they don't have
Wow.
Yeah, they don't have
Maryland's real funny. Maryland's funny.
Yeah.
That's surprising. Maryland's got sports gambling though. Right?
I know. Yes, it does. Like FanDuel is fine and
but they just got that. Maryland just okayed that. What?
That was recent.
Yeah.
So they they prize, and there's another one. Matter of fact, it's sleeper. Sleeper doesn't. You can't gamble on sleeper in Maryland either.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, thanks for nothing, Trey, because I'm not going to not going to gamble on here.
Wow. Yeah, I'd be forgetting to set up lineups on my fantasy football team. I ain't gonna front. Like Sunday mornings, I'll be like, oh, I do have this fantasy team.
Right. And then you already missed Thursday.
And then out of the next right.
Yeah. That's what gets me. I'll miss Thursdays and I'm like, my whole fantasy weekend is messed up. Hate Thursday games.
Yeah.
Fantasy wise.
Yeah, right.
Fantasy wise.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be honest, will I cut on the game after this? I don't know.
It was see, well, do I have any look? I'm like, do I have anybody going? Seahawks and Niners?
I don't even know for real. I might have somebody on my bench right now that need to be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, well, I got CMC sitting on my injured reserve. I'm gonna just keep him there. So I got an injured reserve position, but other than that,
you can't cut him. Can't
use
him.
No,
he's gonna sit.
I'm sitting here thinking I definitely do value my sleep more than staying up to 11, 30, 12. Like I value my rest.
Or 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And oddly enough, a quick tap in the personal life. I woke up at 5 a.m. after that and got up I was very well rested. Maybe because I was in despair and sometimes I sleep good when I cry, but I was very well rested Monday morning after that loss and went on about a regular day. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that on a Thursday night. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Yeah. My bedtime, I tell Trey all the time, by the time this podcast is over and I upload, I'll be ready for bed. My bedroom is a very short walk from here. I go to bed. And
I'm like that too. I'm usually off. I'm saying good night, but I've been traveling a lot for work lately in different time zones, and it messes me up. So sometimes I'm on Twitter at midnight or after, like, Liz, you're still up.
Jet lag and
sleep.
That's crazy with the sleep. I don't know, for some reason, and the job I'm working at now, I've been there a little over a year, and I only go in the office 2 days a week. So like on the days I'm working from home, I don't feel tired because I'm not taking that commute from Glen Burnie all the way to DC. Like I'm not doing that 5 days a week. So, thank God I only able to do it twice. And on the days like today, I had to go to DC today. I feel a little sluggish from the commute, but any other day, especially on like a Tuesday when we do this podcast, like I feel energized because I haven't been, traveling a lot. So thank God for that, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about y'all Knicks, but I don't care about Trey's opinion because he talks about it every week. How you feeling? What's going on? Y'all got cat on the team.
Bodega Cat. He already got a nickname, Bodega.
I'm not calling him that.
Neither. I'm not even gonna lie. I had to do a tweet scrub because I know somebody gonna hit me with a "this you," And I have been, it's been rare that I've been hit with a this you, but I have talked a lot of stuff about Cat when he was on somebody else's team.
Yeah.
So like, let me clean up some tweets. But I mean, I was kind of floored about the trade. I love Julius. I love Dante. It was kind of, tough to see them, see them go. They did a lot for the, for the team. But I'm excited. We got to see a little bit in preseason. I actually just read about Mitchell Robinson not being available till January. I hadn't even seen that. I saw that maybe
I
20
saw
minutes
that
before we got
today.
online. So
yeah,
that kind of, I mean, I hope we do get him back. Like I'm on a team, but definitely need him in that lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
But Jalen, Josh, I mean, I love this team, and we deserve this excitement. I absolutely, I'm excited about seeing the Knicks play. We're not going to talk about the ownership, but the front office. I'm not, worried anymore when I see the Knicks trending like, oh, what they do now. Oh, they done did something. I don't have that feeling anymore.
Yeah.
Right. The noise is the off-season noise is quiet.
Yes.
No drama.
Yes.
No, somebody's banned from the Garden again. Like none of that
and
stuff.
I was getting it all ways, with the Commanders and with the O's, but now all of it's clean. Again, we still got Dolan, but for the most part, that stress is like lifted. And I'm looking forward to the season knowing that they're contenders.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that makes me feel
third
good.
best odds to win the championship.
Yeah.
Third best odds. And off the strength, I'm gonna cop me a pair of UN Athletics since they brought my man back in the
You love some UN Athletics, boy.
I'm gonna cop me a pair.
Ones. He got some pink and green.
I saw. Yeah.
I might have to, might have to go and
he
get
back
that.
in the building as an ambassador. He gonna be at all the games.
That made me so happy.
Y'all are doing the right things. I can't even hate. The Knicks are doing the right things right now. And now all y'all need is that championship. But y'all are definitely doing the right things.
It's been too long, and 30 years since the finals.
The final, yeah.
And even at the finals, they still don't talk about that team like they should, because everybody just talks about Game 5 and OJ whenever they mention that finals. Even the Rockets don't really get, and they won.
Yeah.
A championship, but you don't hear a lot of people, that 94, Rockets team is like.
Yeah, they disrespect the Rockets.
Yeah.
Because they say if Jordan was still there, they would have won.
Right.
They would have won 8
That's
straight.
the other thing too. That's the other thing too.
And I be telling niggas, they wouldn't have won 8 straight. That's a lot of games to be playing.
That is,
to sustain. Yeah, they wouldn't have won 8 straight. Like people got to cut that out with that narrative.
Especially with a lot of that stuff that was going on behind the scenes. I think they almost needed that break.
Right.
It's unfortunate, how everything went down, but I think that break was needed for them to come back and be able to three-peat again and to put those pieces together, go out and get Dennis Rodman and make that happen. But it's been a long time. So just to see them again being contenders, being talked about, and not the crazy stuff or the, that faux fan, that guy who is very loud, who doesn't need a mic. That's on a sports show.
Look at you.
Without him being overly dramatic about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll be okay. So
I'm
looking forward to the season.
You got to get to a game, Liz.
I usually only go to when they. I go to a Wizards game when they play the Knicks, and I haven't been. Probably about 7 years. It's been 7 years because last time I went, I met Clyde Frazier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was cool.
We need to figure that out, Trey. Last year, I know you went last year. I know, Trey, you went to a game last year, right?
I went to a Knicks Wizards game in November last year. I think that was the first matchup. I didn't go to the second time that they went down there. Honestly, in my show, I didn't tell you this, but me and the family, and that includes wife, kids, moms, and all that stuff. We're planning another Christmas trip to Florida, outside the Orlando area, right? And this was before the schedule came out.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, and I text mom, and I said, there's no chance that while we're in Florida that the Knicks are going to be playing the Magic that week. Can it? Like, there's no chance of that, right? The chances of this slim, right? And here come the schedule come out. Knicks versus Magic in Orlando, Friday, December 27th.
Wow.
When we're gonna be there.
Wow.
We already got tickets.
I would say you gotta,
we already got tickets and everything and all that good stuff. But I'm not gonna be able to do the Knicks Wizards thing because when we get back, I think they have like a back-to-back.
You already saw this. You already seen the schedule.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at the schedule like that.
They play the Wizards 2 times in a row in DC right after that Magic game on December 27th.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to be able to because we're going to be coming off of that trip.
Back. Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it this year, but I'm going to try to go to the Garden. One of these games this year.
I need to go to the Garden.
Liz, you got to get to the Garden.
I need to go to Madison Square Garden and TD Garden. I want to go there too.
Oh, Boston? Nice.
I've always wanted to go there.
That place is. I've been there. I took Debbie there a few years ago. That place is loud. That place is loud.
So, do y'all feel any kind of way about DiVincenzo kind of cooking?
What, in Minnesota?
Yeah.
No, because he cooked for us.
He did. I'm not gonna lie. That probably hurt me more than Julius.
Right.
I really, because you're gonna get that spurt. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that 10 you need, or So that kind of.
Come on, Liz. Game 2 against the Sixers.
Yeah.
Come on. He broke the record for most threes as a Knick in that season. I hated that they had to put him in the deal to send Julius to Minnesota.
And I understand it, but it did make me kind of, But you know what? I want him to cook. Never against us, of course, but he's a good dude. I want him to flourish.
Yeah. So how you feeling about Mikal Bridges?
That's another one I had to clean up some tweets about since he plays for the Nets. But I'm kind of excited. I'm interested to see, how I'm big on chemistry.
Yeah.
To see how that's going to work out, because I think the guys had such especially last year, again, the Nova Knicks or, whatever you want to call them. The chemistry was off the charts on and off the court. Like you could feel it. You could feel the camaraderie. So for him to kind of come into that, I hope he's able to keep that going. Yeah, that would be my,
I think he will.
Concern. I'm not worried about his game. I'm not worried about his game. So
I think he will. And it would have been nice to have all 4 of them. All the 4 Nova Knicks, but we still got 3. Same as last year. But I got to tell you, I say this all the time with my my peoples back home. The Knicks and the Nets, when it comes to trades, like it don't happen that often. Even like with the other sports, they don't. Yankees, Mets, they don't trade with each other. Giants, Jets, other than the Leonard Williams trade, they don't trade with each other.
Right.
And man, when the Bridges trade happened, I threw everything out the window.
Leon, you are the man.
I was like, yo, this is it. Like they made that happen.
Yeah. I still call them the New Jersey Nets because I'm petty, but yeah.
So how soon are you expecting a championship from the Knicks, Liz?
Ooh, put me on the spot. You know what? I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna give it 3 years.
Okay. Trey says 4 or 5. I say 1 or 2.
Oh.
Because I think, like I said, the trade. I've been saying it's a trade for about 2 years now. I think the Knicks are just as good as the Celtics. I think they're just as good as the Celtics. I mean, obviously, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown that's a different thing. Yeah. That's a different thing. But I think that the collective, y'all are clearly in the past maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 years are the most cohesive team in the Eastern Conference, meaning everybody knows everybody rolls. I mean, I think outside of like injuries, I think y'all got good chemistry as a team.
And I really like Tibbs too. Tibbs initially I was worried about him when he was, from the Bulls, but
Trey was too.
I really like Tibbs. I like Tibbs.
Mhm.
He might play you to death. He gonna get everything out of you. In the last minute, second, you getting 4. You might get all 48. You know what you get.
And the injuries that happened last year, you can't put that on Tibbs.
No.
But I think my one thing that I do want him to change is when Leon is bringing you guys that's got some playoff experience, like a Shake Milton, just as an example. I would have liked to have seen Shake Milton in that rotation against Indiana at some point, and we didn't see it. So those kind of things, I think he needs to, change a bit, especially when you're down to like 6, 7, guys in the rotation.
Yeah.
Right. Let him get a breather. Yeah, and like you said, put those guys in with that experience. Yeah, his rotations are interesting sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally,
and then somebody say, it's Tibbs being Tibbs, but sometimes you got to step outside of that box.
Right. One thing you can't deny is he changes cultures. Like when he gets to a team, he changes cultures, right off the bat. I mean, with the Bulls, he did it. With Minnesota, he did it, and he's doing it with the Knicks now, in conjunction with what Leon Rose, Worldwide West has done. Man, I'm excited. I can't wait for opening night, and I can't wait to get to this game in Orlando, and I'm looking forward to going to the Garden at some point.
Yeah. I'm
side note, Thibodeau better be at whatever Derrick Rose does to celebrate his retirement. Tibbs better be there. The way he worked Derrick Rose, the way he worked the shit out of Derrick Rose for his entire career, he better be there. Giving a speech, doing something.
With roses. He better show up with roses.
Right. He better be doing something. That I know he better be doing something.
Yeah, facts for real. Taj Gibson, you could kind of, toss him in there because he's another player that's been synonymous with Tibbs, whole coaching career.
And he gonna sign him. It's a 10-day contract, 5-day
contract. Oh God. For sure. When he was on the roster last year, I was like, oh God. Like,
but you weren't shocked. You weren't shocked.
I wasn't shocked. I wasn't, but it was like still like, come on, man, let it go, man.
It's hard to find people you trust. Yeah, it's hard to find people you trust, man. That's what's that. You got to bring them you trust sometimes.
Yeah, you're gonna stick with him. You're gonna bring him with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to you, Nathan. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
So this is the part where Maestro doesn't like baseball, but I got a baseball question for you. Anyway,
I'm gonna go get some water real quick and go take a shot of that.
I got a question for you. So I know you're happy about that team's, organizational structure now. The ownership is gone and got new ownership in. The team is good. But I watched y'all in the playoffs, and it seemed like y'all have like these same issues from like the previous regime, and I'm talking about the Adam Jones, the Manny Machado regime, when y'all had that little 5-year run a few years ago where y'all was impatient at the plate, y'all swung at everything and things like that. It seemed like it's the same thing with this group. I was expecting to see them, I was expecting my Yankees to see them in the, in this round of the playoffs, just because I want to go to a game and all that, and I don't got to go far. But what do they got to do? Tell me, what do they got to do to kind of get over the hump?
To make it as simplistic as possible, grow up. I mean, they won, 90 plus games. They should be at least in the national champion, chip league series. At least. Was I expecting World Series? No, because not even a few years ago, the Orioles were in the dumps. So I think they've been rebuilding and growing. It's a lot of young talent. They're calling up. Gunnar, I think Cedric is solid. I think there's some maturity needed there. It shouldn't be repeating the same things and then get swept by the Royals. Come on now.
Yeah. I gotta calm my fan base down because they worried about getting knocked out.
Yeah, what's going on with Judge?
Same old playoff Judge. Not getting it done, but hopefully we could close this thing out tonight for sure. get on to the next round because the path is clear for the Yankees to go to the World
Very
Series.
much so. I will be rooting against them.
I'm
Full
sure you will.
transparency,
I'm sure
but
you will.
I love transparency.
I'm sure you will.
But yeah, well, you'll just we'll see. I can't even say good luck because I wouldn't mean it. And I don't like to be, I can't be fake.
I love that.
But,
I love that.
Yeah, but I'll be watching. I'll be keeping my eye on
Hey, respect. Respect. And again, I was rooting for the Orioles to get out of that series.
Yeah.
Just so I could take my son to an Orioles-Yankees game at the Yard. That was my only, reason to, root for him. That's it. That's it. But but to kind of get back to your point, it does sound like also in terms of growing up, front office got to bring in some vets too. Like I think they need some leadership in there as well.
And you do have to kind of give them a little bit of grace here with being new. It's new ownership. Like I said new everything, but they're also professionals. So don't get me wrong there. But yeah, I think during this offseason it's going to be some soul searching.
Yeah,
for sure. And this is our opportunity to bring in those pieces that are needed. So we'll see. I'm excited about them too, though. I'm not, tossing them away by any means. I expect them to be contenders next year.
Yeah, they should be good for about the next 4 or 5 years.
At least.
I mean, this is the same guy that built the Astros from, a few years ago. So if you're following that blueprint, then that would be expected to come. Now, I hope it don't happen.
I say all about the Astros.
Just because
all about the Astros.
Just because my Yankees had to run into them, several times. Cost us some chips over the last several years. But as long as Elias is doing the same things he did in Houston, y'all should be fine. Just in terms of being contenders on a yearly basis.
Yeah. Again, I'm excited about the squad. Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pray for my Nationals, though.
Yeah, I got some good players though. Like
I've heard some things, but you know me, I'm a fake fan. I'm only going to come around when we get back to the winning.
When y'all back up.
Right. When you back up, you put on your hat.
Put on your hat.
Up.
Yeah. Act like I was always paying attention. I get educated really fast, and I'm act like I was always there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Liz. I think I've said this to you over social media several times, but I kind of wanted to bring it to light on the podcast, and this is a football topic. So, Jay Gruden, I know you don't like that name. I have a theory. I have a theory, and I know you slightly disagree with it, but I wanted to just put it out there. That last name. His brother is blackballed from the league. In my book, his brother's blackballed from the league. Like he can't get a job in the NFL. And I think when you share the same last name with somebody, where's who? John Gruden?
John Gruden.
I don't know.
Last time I checked, he was filing another lawsuit. I don't know if it was against the NFL or whoever leaked the emails, or it was. Yeah. That's the last thing
I remember. That.
The last thing I heard in the news that he was,
right.
He was doing some legal.
So my theory is that, and might show a little backstory. So I guess the local DC sports media has Jay Gruden on weekly to talk about Commanders and stuff.
Oh, there he is. So you knew where he was the whole time.
No, but you was asking about John Gruden. I'm saying,
you talking about Jay? I'm sorry.
Jay, right? Jay Gruden, who used to coach the Commanders
right. Mm-hmm.
at a certain point in time, somehow was still being reached out to by local DC people, that cover sports for his opinion and stuff. And my theory is that because these guys, they get fired, they go on and they be assistants somewhere else, they be position coaches and other teams and stuff like that. Jay Gruden hasn't had a position with any team, at least in my knowledge, since his brother, left the Raiders and is now filing a lawsuit.
Right.
So my theory is that Jay Gruden can't get a job because of his brother. and this lawsuit thing going on. That's just my theory.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if that's a hot take, Trey.
Oh, well, Liz disagrees with me in a sense. So
I would love to hear it.
I'm going to tell you that is a hot take because before everything went down, no one was checking for Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he actually has had a job up until last year. He was the offensive consultant for the Rams. I think exactly. You didn't even know that, did you?
Yeah,
you did not even know.
Yeah.
Liz,
and I think Sean McVay was
the Rams.
tossing him a bone.
Like,
yeah,
that's not.
Yeah. He was the offensive
That's
consultant.
a job. That's a job.
He was on the payroll. So when he was on local radio so much, I'm like, he's supposed to be, is he not consulting for the Rams? But he was on the payroll up until last year.
Yeah.
So what happened there, I do not know. But yeah, so he's technically worked for an NFL team.
All while, being reached out to by DC local sports media.
Yeah, but as far as head coach, assistant coach, no one was checking for him. And that was even before the emails dropped. Even his brother wasn't checking for him. He wasn't giving him a job. So I just think people think when I rant that I hate. I don't hate anyone. That's emotion.
Yeah.
That means I'm carrying emotion with me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's irritating because you have a coach that was under 500 that brought nothing to this team as far as I'm concerned. That's still part of that Dan Snyder stench that it seems like fans and local media are holding on to. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. And when I ask for an explanation, you can have a beer with him. You can smoke a spliff with him. Or he knows the game. Okay, Trey knows the game. Maestro knows the game. Maestro, wasn't...
Smoke with me.
Right, bringing a hot mess and drama to the team. And I think that's why they have him, but I don't understand why they hold on to him like this man is Joe Gibbs. I do not understand.
That's a fair point. It
as y'all probably see me rant, it irritates me because I'm like, well, bring in Spurrier, bring in Jim Zorn, The last time the Commanders were 4-1, it was Jim Zorn at the helm. Bring him in.
Yeah.
Look, go find Richie Pettibone.
Shanahan. Where's Shanahan? Where's Shanahan at?
Right. Bring in Big Shanny. Somebody. And I think, especially when the team was doing bad or when, Ron Rivera was here, he was always on, and it just seems like he was like that drama. Just to kind of bring in, the real house coach of DC. And it just, y'all got me animated. But yeah, it's not, again, and I do want to clear that up. A lot of people, they think when I talk about Jay Gruden that it's, like a hatred. It's more like an irritation, like flick fly. You're in the past. You're part of Snyder. So if we're letting all things Snyder go, he was part of that regime.
A big part of that, and a big part of the bullshit. So
yes, exactly. And I think there's some emails floating out there.
Yeah.
Like brother. But so that trade, I just don't hate them, but just get away from my team. We've dealt with you. Yeah. We've been there with you. You did nothing for the team.
Yeah. Nah, I got you. I hate it. I don't know what he's holding on to, but
I don't get it. Like I said, it's either I get the same, you drink a beer, you can smoke, he's cool, he knows the game. Okay, I'm not saying he doesn't know the game, but again, what other fired under 500 head coach hangs around the former team? And I can't even pose that to you, Maestro, because y'all only had like 3 coaches in the history of the Steelers. That's one thing. I mean, I can't, and I could be wrong, but I don't know of any other fired head coach who did terrible that hangs around their former team like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of growing up in New York. That's in all my years of, rooting for the Knicks, back in the 90s and, and other teams, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, and I'm not saying former coaches can't comment on their old team. That's not unheard of. But weekly, the man has a contract now with a local radio station. I found that out a couple weeks ago. He's contracted.
They desperate for some drama for sure.
Yes.
Whoa.
And I want the team to keep doing well, because as soon as they don't, here he comes. With that juju, that negative juju.
All because a black man made a purchase of a team.
Yep.
Can't have nothing.
That was
Can't have
spicy,
nothing without criticism.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, you want to get into some? You got something, Maestro?
No, I was making sure you was good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I just wanted to get into some picks while we got Liz on, and we could close the show out.
Can I say something though?
Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was talking about this earlier, and I just wanted to bring it to you fellas. So my government name is Elizabeth, and I was talking about how I never get no love in R&B and rap songs. Like I found like a Frank Sinatra song called Elizabeth and a couple other rock songs. Mm-hmm. And I know this is not sports, but
it's fine.
Go ahead.
But they're like, Elizabeth has too many syllables. Nobody can rhyme anything with my name.
Syllables. 4 syllables.
But I'm like, you got, DMX has Shaniqua, and that's a lot of syllables. Like, or Elizabeth, it's a boring name. But I'm like, Liz could get some love.
Okay. I'm glad you said it, because you was going. I'm in a spirit and a zone of I gotta be honest about things. God bless, and God bless Elizabeth. My mother's middle name is Elizabeth. That has got to be the most not cool rap name to have. Now we could definitely shorten it. Now we can Liz it. We can definitely Liz it. But Elizabeth in a rap song, I don't know that.
Or R&B, I'm like, I can't get no, rain and nothing.
God rest his soul. Jesse Powell would definitely be the person singing Elizabeth in an entire song and in a song. Okay, it's like those caliber of R&B artists.
Yeah, and I said I'm gonna ask these fellas what they think.
Look, and I came up in the Ika age, like all the girls is like now I'm realizing that because both of my kids have Aya at the end of the day, so they're the Aya age of girls' names. And I grew up in the Tamika, Shamika, like I grew up in that age. I mean, think about bitch, what these bitches want from a nigga by DMX. How would he get Elizabeth in there?
There was Brenda, Talisha, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't have to be lit.
No, it's fine.
I just had to ask y'all.
That is a very safe question to ask here. And I just don't see it. I just can't see it working. But if I could flip my screen, all my stuff is plugged up, and I am going to pontificate over the next couple of days. And I'm actually having a little R&B type get together at my house on over the weekend. And I'm going to sit there and ask, how do we fit Elizabeth in these urban songs? That's a great question, Liz. That's a great question.
Yeah,
and we're going to figure it out.
I don't think I've even heard Liz either. Now that I think about it, and again, I could be wrong, but I don't even know.
The only you and Lizzie McGuire are the only Lizzes that I know.
And I've been told that Liz isn't a cool name either. Like it's not like that's not sexy. Liz,
I'm cool.
Elizabeth, that's not sexy.
I'm cool with Liz. Elizabeth, I don't know about Elizabeth.
That's too long. That's too long.
But
Liz is just fine.
So y'all agree with what my friend he said is too many syllables.
But I do like the challenge. No, I don't agree that it's too many syllables. I think Elizabeth is synonymous with, like you said, Queen Elizabeth and those types of things. So it's like niggas ain't thinking about that.
I respect any rapper that can incorporate.
I think you're in the Ika age. I think you're in the Ika age.
In their rhymes.
I think you're in the Ika age. And it's just unfortunately, as a black woman in the Eka age, ain't nobody like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, now when I was growing up in school, there were several white Elizabeths. I was the only black one.
Yeah.
And that's why I added an extra Z to my name, because it was always, the black Elizabeth. So I became Liz with two Z's.
I see it.
And I started that when I was 10 years old. So people say, you always spelled your name with two Z's, and I can show them old papers that I kept from 5th grade that has the two Z's in it.
That is an evolved way of thinking.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a real good question.
I'm on the job. I'm on the job.
All right.
I'm on the job.
Get back to me.
I'm on the job.
I respect any rapper that can incorporate 4 syllables of Elizabeth in their rhymes. I'll give them much respect if they could do that.
I'm going to break out the pen. Matter of fact, I got to work on some music tomorrow. I'm going to break out the pen and I'm going to figure it out.
Go ahead, Maestro. And, hey, you got to record it.
Yes. I gotta record it. That's fair.
You gotta record it.
That's fair.
And we gonna air it right on this platform.
There's a lot of Elizabeths counting on you. I have a lot.
We won't record it right on this platform.
We talk about it.
Man,
you don't get no love.
All right. Okay. On the job.
Liz, I do appreciate when you repost old music videos and you pay tributes to some of the greats musically, like that. That's always a breath of fresh air for me, because I scroll and sometimes I see a tribute to a music artist and it's like, I remember that joint. Like I appreciate when you do that, because also I learned stuff about certain artists from back then that I didn't know back then that I know now. So it's always appreciative when you do that.
Yeah, I love music, and I love the nostalgia, and sometimes certain songs just take me back to a place where it's happy time, sometimes a sad time, but music will take you through all kind of emotions. But nothing like sharing good music, and when you can put on people to new artists, like I've had people put me on to new artists, it's a joy. So I enjoy sharing that.
Yeah,
and I'm glad you appreciate it.
I'm going to tweet you this artist I just got finished working with. I'm gonna tweet it to you.
Yes, send it to me.
I'm gonna tweet it to you. Yeah, for sure. Trey, let's do some picks, man.
Yeah, let's do it. I guess it's a game on right now. San Francisco at the Seahawks. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks just because I don't like how San Fran looking right now. They got some injuries, and Seattle's had a couple tough losses. I think they bounce back tonight.
Has anyone scored yet? Is it?
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm almost sure by the way you keep looking to your right or left. I can't tell.
San Francisco is up 10-0.
Yeah, and I picked San Fran. So, I promise it wasn't because if I show you my sleeper app, I'd pick San Fran.
I swear. Even if you picked it, right. Even if you picked it based on what you saw already, ain't nothing I can do about it, bro.
Yeah.
What you think, Liz?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks too. You said 10-0.
They're down 10-0 right now.
Down 10-0. I think they can come back.
It's early. They just started the second quarter. So
I think I'm going with Seahawks.
All right, cool. So we got Sunday's games. Jacksonville playing the Bears in someplace overseas. How y'all feeling about that?
Bears. Caleb got his foot, and he's looking good. They was trying to count him out, but I'm going with the Bears.
Yep, me too. Sunday afternoon, Cardinals at the Packers. I'm picking the Packers.
Yep.
Yeah, Packers.
Yep.
All right. Colts at the Titans.
Colts.
Titans.
I'm gonna go Colts. Texans at the Patriots. I'm picking the Texans.
Yeah,
that's easy.
Texans. Yeah.
Yep. Division matchup. You got Buccaneers going to New Orleans to take on the Saints.
Saints.
They starting that new kid this week.
Oh, that's right. Carr's injured.
Bucks.
Give me the Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, if Derek Carr was playing, I was still picking the Bucks anyway.
I would have picked. I'd have had Derek Carr. If Derek Carr played,
I would have picked the Saints. Yeah, but give me the.
Okay, all right. Yeah, give me Tampa Bay. All right. Browns at Philly to play the Eagles. I'm picking Fly Eagles fly.
Eagles, yeah. Again, like you said, it should be a good game for them to get,
they got to get right.
Rolling.
Got to get right. If they lose,
it's gonna be ugly. I might listen to local Philly radio if they lose.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Good stuff.
That might be the next coach to get up out of there.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, shout out Breezy because she been mad all year.
Packing. They're gonna give him a hoagie and tie it to his back. And
well, Philly been mad at everything all year. Their baseball team just got knocked out yesterday. Yeah. Commanders at the Ravens. Y'all already know what it is.
I gotta
go with my Commanders. I gotta put my left hand up with my left.
Respect. And Maestro, I know. It's all good, man.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done, Commanders.
So it's all good. All right. We got the Chargers at the Broncos.
Broncos.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. I know the Broncos have been playing some good ball lately, but
particularly on the defensive end.
Yeah, that defense is real for sure. I'm gonna take the Chargers. A division game. Always go either way with that. All right. I will take I guess I got to take the Steelers over the Raiders. Raiders got some problems.
I do too. I have to take the Steelers over the Raiders. I have to do it.
Same. I'll go with the Steelers.
Yeah. Do they trade Devontae Adams at some point?
Yes, but not to the Steelers.
Okay. You think he's going to the Jets?
I don't know where he's going, but
I think he might go to the Jets.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll see. Lions at the Cowboys.
Lions.
Yeah, this is a little bit of get back from last year's matchup. Give me Detroit in that one. We got the Panthers hosting the Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons.
Yeah,
that's easy.
Falcons. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Sunday night, Giants are hosting the Bengals.
I'm gonna go for the upset. I'm gonna take the Giants.
I'm surprised at you, Liz. You picking the division rival.
I am, but I took my fan hat off for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, you should not worry about the Giants
at all
this year. Yeah. At all.
Yeah, go on, get you a win. Go on, get you a win.
You got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones used to have the number, but he lost the number now.
Yeah,
I don't have the Commanders' number anymore.
I'm gonna pick Cincinnati because they have to win. They're 1-4. They have to win. And then Monday night, another division matchup: Buffalo at the Jets.
Buffalo.
You got
that's
Buffalo.
Easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm gonna go Jets. I'm gonna go Jets. I got a feeling this is gonna get nasty. I got a feeling. Buffalo.
If Josh Allen played like he did this past week, he went 9 for 30.
9 for 30, yeah. That man, what's that? 33%, right? Yeah, that's ugly.
Yeah. You asked me to do math after 8:00, but
yeah, come on, bro.
That's nasty. That's nasty business.
Yeah,
though.
Nasty business. They gotta win.
I don't feel like you got enough smoke for that. So
no.
But yeah, Liz, thank you again, for coming through here.
Yes,
we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
You are a tradition to the show.
Aw, thank you guys. I appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
No doubt. And shout out to everybody that's been tuning in the chats, IG Live. We appreciate everybody. Follow us on all social media platforms. You see our handles up here. Love, peace, and happiness to everybody out there. And as always, we sign off. We say this: mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Oh yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles. You know we got one. Right back like we left some. We don't duck smoke. We want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called the Barbershop.